Hey guys, so I am here to talk to you today on how you can start a business with little to no startup and some tips or tricks to kind of get you started when doing that process. So we're just going to dive right in and get into these juicy details. So if you have a product, I suggest looking into drop shipping. Drop shipping is basically where you find a manufacturer who is willing to ship directly to your consumer. So you are saving money on shipping and you are saving money on not having a whole bunch of inventory on hand. So it kind of gives you the flexibility. So to kind of paint a picture of what that looks like, you would pick something off of your manufacturer or your vendor site, and you would say, I have one of these orders, two of these orders, and you put your consumers' addresses in and they will ship it directly to them for the price, and you can charge your consumer a different price. So again, you're cutting out sitting on hundreds of dollars of inventory. So it just gives you a little bit more flexibility. So another thing similar to drop shipping is taking pre-orders. One tip and a little hack that I like to do is instead of calling it a pre-order, just sell it as if you have it. Pre-orders sometimes do defer people when you use that term because they're just going to assume that they're not going to get their product until a little while. So it's not a lie, but you just market your product as normal. But once you have maybe 10 orders, then you put those 10 orders into your vendors or whoever you're ordering to, and then this way you're ordering as you're going instead of, again, sitting on a whole bunch of inventory, so investing a whole bunch of money up front. Whereas with taking pre-orders, you have the money in your hand and you have the money to pay for the orders by having people order ahead of time. Other thing that I would suggest is having mobile services. So that is pretty much where you travel to your customer. So this can apply to so many different industries. I mean, it could be hair, it could be nails, it could be massage therapy, it could be physical therapy, it could be occupational therapy. Literally anything you can make into a mobile service, because it eliminates a storefront. So, instead of you having to lease a place to do business, you're cutting that out. Two, it is convenient. So if people have the convenience of you coming to them, that technically is a plus. Like, you can market that as, we're mobile, we'll come to you. Like, and in the whole meantime, the grand scheme of things, you're saving yourself money and you can start your business without having a storefront or without having an office space or whatever the case may be. So that's just, something to take into consideration. Another thing that I would suggest is doing some type of partnering when it comes to other people. So this is when you have a product or a service and you're partnering. So it's me and I see someone else who I can benefit. So for an example, if you have a friend who owns a hair salon, you can offer to sell your hair in their hair salon. So they aren't losing business and you're not losing business, but collaboratively, you guys are making it more convenient for the customer. So people wanting to get their hair done, maybe they don't have hair with them, or, you're adding a bonus if you're a hairstylist to have hair already there. And again, if you're that person who's selling hair, you get some of their clientele. Again, you're eliminating the storefront, and this can go for so many different products. It doesn't have to be, a hair salon. It could be for t-shirts or natural foods or just literally anything. If you can find a partner where you guys are both benefiting, now you're cutting out your overhead expenses to where you have the opportunity to start your business without having, a storefront or having clients or, having things like. So another tip for starting a business with little to no startup would be to go and learn the skills like I suggested in my last video. So I had a client one time tell me, I really want to start my waxing business, or I really want to do this. And my number one suggestion is go find a job that will teach you the skills. So if you don't want to pay to go take a course, go find a job that will pay for your schooling. Go find a job that will pay for your training. Go find a job that will give you hands-on training. And again, use these jobs like they're using you. So you're not only getting your classes paid for, but now you're getting free clientele. So for an example, I'll use my client as an example. She told me that she wanted to do waxing. I told her, go get a job at European Wax Center because one, they will give you hands-on training. So I know a lot of schools, they just do like the bookwork that you need, but European will give you the hands-on training. They will give you access to people who already go to their franchise. So you go in there, you build your relationships, and next thing you know, your clients are following you when it's time for you to start your business. These are all things that cut out your overhead costs. So now you're saving money on marketing, or you're not spending as much money on your trainings or your certification classes or whatever you might need to get your business off the ground. And again, this can go for so many different industries, whether you're in finance, if you're in fitness, education. Go find people who will pay for the things that you need. And again, when I was working those jobs, like I said, you're going to get as much out of me as I can get from you. So if you're not providing me with the things that I need to elevate or be a better entrepreneur, then maybe that's not the place for me. So be very strategic when picking these jobs. Make sure they offer tuition reimbursement. Make sure you have a little flexibility to do your stuff on the side or whatever the case may be. Use these jobs and they can ultimately help you reduce your startup or allow you to have no startup when it's time for you to start your business. The last thing I want to talk about is maybe creating some type of e-content where you are making one version of a book, a calendar, just online materials that people have access to. So even if that is not your main business, that could help you gain funds for when it's time for you to do your business. So whether you have any type of expertise, people are willing to pay for that. People are willing to pay for your knowledge and your expertise in a lot of these things. That I want to talk about is the way that you can reduce your startup is, I know I talked a little bit about drop shipping, but there are online platforms that will allow you to do mocks. So if you're selling t-shirts or dad hats or anything like that, they allow you to put your design directly on there and you can put it on a shop. Now, I do recommend being very careful with using vendor photos. So these are mocks are a little bit different than vendor photos. But if you're going to do a online shop where you're not necessarily investing in, having inventory, I suggest maybe ordering 1 or 2 articles of clothing and getting your own product shots, whether it even be with your iPhone. Get your own shots. I will be the first to tell you that I do not believe in using vendor photos. I am completely against vendor shots. I think that it is worth it for you to order 1 or 2 articles of clothing and get your own photos, whether it be on your iPhone or you're investing in a photographer. And just as we're wrapping up this video, if you have questions, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you guys soon.